You tell I don't do this often. Okay, I'm gonna be tier ranking Heroes of Olympus, Percy Jackson characters. And yeah. I'm gonna be using the list that's on here on this tier maker website called Tier Maker. That's why it's incredibly, the name of the website's just Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus characters. I'm not including Trials of Apollo because I haven't finished that yet, and Magnus Chase because I haven't started that yet, or King Chronicles because I haven't started that yet. I'll get back to you. Okay, here we are. Let's get started. Okay, going over the tiers. We got God tier for obvious for bestest of the best. Yay for yes, I'm so excited when I read them and they come on, not screen, on the page, because it's books. When I see them in the books and I'm like, yay. Or they do something happy and I'm like, yay. Or they do something sad and I'm like, no. I really, really love these characters. And then there's good, which is like, yep, fine. Or we don't see too much of them, so I don't have an opinion of them. Or like, they're just in the background. They're like, yep. And then there's just like, I want to hate him, but I also don't want to hate him. Because there's so much, I can't decide on one thing. So it's like, I have no idea. But I'm leaning towards no. And then there's nope. It's just not for me. No thank you. No, I do not like this character. And yeah. Starting, obviously, we gotta do Percy. And yay! He's our boy, and he's awesome, and he's one of my favorites. They all the spoilers, all the 7 are my favorites. They're so great. And we love him. He's the original. He got a whole series named after him, so got that going for him. Got a lot of things going for him. And next Annabeth, right next to him. Also love her. She's so smart and she's so great, and she does so many other great things. Next is Grover, who is also she's so awesome. And we don't see nearly enough of him as we should. And I'm debating whether or not I should count the placement in the tier. It's like, because Percy and Annabeth are so great. Do I like Grover more than them? No. Do I like Grover less than them? No. Whatever. Doesn't matter if you're first, last in the tier. It just means that I ranked you first and last. Okay, next, moving on with the 7, we got Jason. Now he also goes in yay. Because I don't know why, but a lot of people don't like him. And they're wrong. I'm all for, you can have your own opinion and stuff, but they're wrong. He's not plain, he's awesome, and he's powerful, and he and Piper are cute and they're together, and even after, spoilers, even after they break up, which I read that part, but even when he and Piper break up, they're still great characters individually. They're so awesome. And he's so sweet, and he does great things, and he was raised by wolves. What more do you want? And speaking of Piper, she also goes in yay. Because she's also great. And everybody else is wrong. That's it. Next is Leo. And he's even great. He's also awesome. He does fire and he does inventing. And he makes Festus. And Festus is bestest. So there. And Frank. Frank is our awesome, lovable sweetheart, and he shapeshifts. What more do you want? And he's awesome and great. And I mean, like something I quote daily is like, "Oh no, Frank's turning into a crazy dolphin." I said, "Oh no, Frank is turning into a crazy dolphin." Oh no, I am turning into a crazy dolphin. It's great. He's the best. Well, they're all the best. That's why they're in the best. Next to him in the best is his girlfriend Hazel. And Hazel and Frank are so cute. And Hazel is like scary. They're all friggin' scary. Is that? Oh, and that's all the 7. Yay. Okay, next. Next is everyone's favorite death boy. A boy of death. He's Nico. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't. I already said no matter. And Nico also goes neat because he's just a scary little guy. And he was so sweet in the Titan's curse. And then he got depressed. But that's okay. And he has some of the best bits. And also, he is traumatized, like more than the rest of them. And that ain't fair. And I love him. And next... she's the awesomest, and she's the best, and she's also traumatized, but like, we don't talk about it. And our sister Hyla is awesome, and I don't think she's on here, so this is like honorable mention. And I think about her way too much, and I talk about her way too much, including the fact, I'm gonna go on a tangent now, including the fact she literally sat on a bomb. Because the time she found out about her indestructible cape, but she didn't know cloak. What is it? A cloak, probably. But she didn't know it was indestructible. She still sat on a bomb. No, that's how she found out it was indestructible. But like, she didn't know it was indestructible yet. She just did what she had to save the random 2 sleeping people on the boat. Who I don't know who that was. And if those are just 2 random people, it don't matter. It didn't matter to her. She just did she had to do, and she said multiple times she's ready to die for this. She said multiple times she's ready to die for this quest, and it's like, Rena, she's awesome. And I'm gonna talk about it forever. Okay, next, who I'm seeing here next is Rachel. So we're gonna put her in. Yeah. Because Rachel Elizabeth there, she's just awesome. And if you don't, and also people don't like her. People don't like me, buddies. And they're wrong. Because she's awesome, and she's the Oracle, and she's sassy. And she has a helicopter, which Annabeth flew one time, which was awesome. I feel like I say, "What more do you want?" a lot. That's my catchphrase now. Put it on a t-shirt. What more do you want? Next, Juniper. Our first 2 doesn't go in the top 2 tiers. Good. We don't see enough of her. She and Grover are so sweet together. But she's in Battle of the Labyrinth. And Grover's on trial. And that means she's in The Last Olympian. And then she's in that side book about Percy and Grover finding Apollo's automaton thing. And she's mentioned in Heroes of Olympus. I don't remember seeing her. which proves my point. I don't even remember when we see her. That's why she didn't see enough. But she's really sweet the times we do see her. And so, yeah. Up next. Yeah. Do I have to explain anything here? No, I don't think I do. Octavian's just annoying. And I smiled when he got catapulted into fireworks. Next is Coach Hedge, who's also good. And I do smile when I see him on the page, but he's like, you also don't see him enough, but he's so great. And he's a dad, and he and Melly were cuter than I thought they'd be together. And I smile whenever I read about him wielding a baseball bat and yelling, "Die!" And he's like the dad of the seven. You know, the dad in the seven. That's Jason of the seven kids. He's their chaperone. And when he got upset at Percy and Annabeth not doing anything, in heavy quotation marks, in the stables, like, it was just, he's awesome. Next, Thalia Grace is also awesome. And when I figured out she and Jason were full siblings, I was like, ah! And when she joined the Hunters, I was like, ah! And whenever she fights or anything, I'm like, ah! And she's so awesome. And I mean, what else is there? And next is Charles Beckendorf. I loved him for the entire one book that he was alive for. And he and this next person, Selena Beauregard, were so great together. And we didn't see nearly enough of them. And I think we're getting a new book. Like, we're getting a new book in September. And it's set before they die. And apparently they're going to be in it. And I'm going to read the heck out of that. Because I love them. Over here is Will Solis, who also does not get enough not screen time, page time. He's just the best. And he and Nico are so cute and sweet. And when Nico got all like, I do not like this boy in his last chapter in Blood of Olympus, is like, yay. But, he doesn't do much. At least, he does. Like, in the last Olympian, Percy literally grabs him, motorcycles him to Annabeth. But, like, when he's there, he does a lot. But most of the time, he ain't there. And he's really awesome in Trials of Apollo, but we're not talking about that right now. I like his scene in Blood of Olympus when he's like, "Hey, Nico, have you ever aided Wind Spirit in giving birth to a satyr?" "No, I did. Feel my hands. They're shaking." Just that whole scene was awesome. And yeah. Next. No, I'm kidding. But Tyson is best boy, and if you don't like Tyson, then what's wrong with you? He's just awesome, and he's sweet, and he prayed for a friend and got a brother, and sticks are the most powerful weapons in peanut butter, and all the things. He's just so great. Clarice LaRue is good. She is very good. And she's scary, and she got her electric spear, and outside the Lightning Thief and the Sea of Monsters, I feel like she didn't do much until the last Olympian again. And then we see her in Blood of Olympus, and that was it. She did one thing where she was like fighting monsters at the end. That was awesome. Then we never saw her after that. But in the book she's like dominant, because she was very important in the first half of Lightning Thief when we were at camp. And then she was very important in Sea of Monsters because it was like her quest that she went on. And she had pirates and stuff. And in the show, I love her. I love her in the show. I love her in the show so much. I am remembering, I think we had like a meeting of the head counselors at the end of The Lost Hero. She was there too. With her feet on a ping pong table as always. Actually. Wow. Anyway. Next, the Stoll Brothers. They're good. I love that their official art is both of them together. Which is not beating the misconception that they're twins. They're not, but like we barely ever see them apart, so it's like but they're funny and they're tricksters. That's about it. And speaking of Sons of Hermes, guess who I made this tier for? I can't sum up my feelings about this guy in like one little sentence because there's so much of it. Because it's not like he was wrong, but the way he did things, that was wrong. And I'm only just now realizing that like he liked Annabeth. Like I read through it and I was like, I didn't know back. That was like a when you have a crush on your babysitter thing. And there's like a 5-year age gap. Nope. Nope, he liked her back, and he was 23, 24. So that kind of changed how I feel about him. Yeah. And here is Ethan Nakamura. Speaking of, Titan Army. He was... like, in the Battle of the Labyrinth, I was like, oh, it's a kid. Oh man, Luke better not do anything to him. And then we saw him again in the last Olympian right after that, and I was like, what, Ethan, what are you doing? I feel like I just felt the same way about him as Percy did. And not just because I was reading it through his perspective. Okay, maybe a little bit. But I like... Ethan's just... He was just a guy, he just wanted to be seen. And its mom was literally revenge. I mean, what are you gonna do about him? But, come on. That was... Yeah. But I liked him. And he did the right thing in the end. We're not going to talk about how Luke literally did the right thing in the end, too. Because, anyone could have stabbed Luke in his armpit. It wouldn't have been that hard. But anyway, speaking of controversial characters... I like Calypso. Most people don't. And I won't say they're wrong. I just don't get it. Because in this specifically, we're not talking about the Odyssey or original mythology or even Epic the Musical, which I love, by the way. But she didn't do anything wrong here. So it's not like we can say Leogot was like a horrible person in the end. Because she wasn't a horrible person. In this version, at least, she was just a 15-year-old girl. No. She was a goddess who took the form of a 15-year-old girl who was trapped on an island and forced to fall in love with anyone who came to her island. Or any man who came to her island. I don't think any women ever came to her island, so it doesn't matter. But I liked them. House of Hades at the book where it happened, and I liked when they were there. I think Leo was there too long because I wanted him with the rest of the crew, and I was missing him, even though I was literally reading from his point of view. But like I think he had great chemistry with her, and I don't think she did. I don't think she did anything wrong. Okay, we've shifted environments. Not that you'll be able to tell. Anyway, I was talking about Calypso. I like her, and I think she's cool, and she didn't deserve her punishment, and she was happy when she found Leo, and I like the idea of her finding someone like her fall in love with the guy who the curse didn't work on. I like the idea of her choosing to go with him and being in love with him, not because of the curse, because she actually got to know him. Not just because, like, she had to, or because he was the only person she's seen in a while. Like, she actually liked him, and I like that. And people don't like her enough. What else we got? Chiron. Yay. Should I move Clarice? I don't know. I feel like there are too many people here. This is my tier list. I can do what I want. I'm gonna move Clarice. Anyways, Chiron, he's camp dad, and he's awesome, and he's seen too many people die. And I smile whenever we read about him, because after Percy Jackson and the Olympus, we don't see nearly enough of him. And I was so happy when in the first Trials of Apollo book, they spend most of the time at Camp Half-Blood, so we got to see him, and I was like, yay! Yay, our camp dad. And he's there for his kids, unlike Mr. D, who is supposed to be 100 years of Camp Half-Blood, yet literally after the Lightning Thief is almost never there. I just like him. I like him lots. Oh, look who we have here. Hold on. She was so good and so sweet for the half of a book that we got to see her in. And after that, she only causes Nico and Percy and Annabeth a little bit. And Thalia probably. And Grover probably. Immense pain. So here we go, and she was such a good sister, and I do not blame her for joining the Hunters, because if I had the chance to go with a group of all warrior women, and I get to fight and wear a cool jacket and hang out with wolves, and the only catch is that I can't be in romantic relationships anymore, well, I think I'd leave my little brother behind. And my little brother and my little sister, they got their parents. Right? It's not like I'm never gonna see him again. The Southern came out there, hold up. Like, she knew Nico was gonna be safe. And in the end, she died doing something that was for him. And that was really nice. And really sad. And speaking of huntresses that died in the Titan's curse, don't you love how there are stars in the background of her picture? She can see again and stuff, and she's a constellation now. Zoe Nightshade is she was so, like, again, she was awesome for the 3/4 of a book we got her in, and her thing with only saying thee and thou and thy instead of you, because you is only used at the beginning of a sentence, is so funny. And her beef with Thalia was so funny. And her not understanding the damn scene was so funny. Which, by the way, these two, thank you for that. Best joke in the entire thing. Helped me get over Bianca's death. But when she wasn't contributing to funny bits, which now I'm realizing she has more ongoing gags, considering the small amount of book time she was in. Like, she has more gags than most other one-book characters, I think. Considering how also she was also like an awesome fighter with her bow and arrow, and thinks she's so much better than everyone, and she is correct. And the Hunters of Artemis are the best characters, along with the Amazons and Tyson. And with that, we have the tier list and of the guys, and they're awesome. How do you end videos? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and this was fun. And like, this would be the first thing I recorded that isn't like me singing, so here's me talking. You're welcome. How do you end videos? It's problem opening it. I don't know what to say. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, dude, so you can see this, maybe, I don't know, but more likely more me singing and acting, and I do things. Go check out my skits, all 2 of them. I think they're kind of funny. He's kind of funny. And yeah, thanks, and see you next time. Trying to think of something to say at the end here, and I am drawing a blank. So, don't be a lightning thief. What?